I'm Amy from Bird Wings. Here's a chair yoga sequence for you to try. Take it at your own pace, and of course if anything is feeling painful, just instead of striving or forcing the body, see if you can gently work up to the soft edges of any limits. So working gently towards the difficult sensations and kind of pulling back a bit if you need to, just taking your own time with it. So let's begin just by drawing large circles with the shoulders, seeing how far we can reach the shoulders around in all the directions. You might enjoy breathing in, drawing up the shoulders, and breathing out to reach them down. And then changing direction. Seeing how far the shoulders will reach forward and down, back and up. Breathing in to reach up, breathing out to reach them down, if that feels good to do. Let the shoulders rest. Take the hands to shoulders, and then similar with the elbows, seeing how far the elbows will reach up, how wide and far back they'll go, down and forwards. Just breathing steadily, perhaps breathing in as the elbows lift and open, breathing out as they draw down and together. Changing direction. And really tuning in to the feeling, the sensation of this movement. And then let the elbows come down. Well, let's start to tilt the pelvis. If you imagine as if you had a tail and you were trying to tuck your tail under and then reach the tail back behind. And we're sending this movement through the whole of the spine. So I'll show you from the side. So tailbone tucks under, and we see how far we can round the spine, tucking in the head. Then tailbone reaches back, and we let the belly and the chest reach forward and up. And the chin can lift a bit. So we're just moving between those two positions, seated cat pose and seated cow. If you want to, you can breathe out as you round back, gathering in belly and chest and stretching the back. And breathing in as we lift the chest. Feel the back muscles engage and the belly and the chest get a stretch. Breathing out, breathing in at your own pace. You might also add in an arm movement, stretching out wide and then wrapping around. Breathing in, arms reaching back, breathing out. See how far you can reach your fingertips around your back. Coming into centre and sitting tall. Taking a pause to feel any after effects through the shoulders and the spine and the arms. Maybe there's some warmth or tingling. See what you notice. Then with a feeling of drawing tall through the spine, we'll take the hands possibly to support us, holding onto the chair, and we'll start to find a sideways bend through the spine this time. And we'll just gently explore how far we can curl the spine sideways, and I'm staying in line with each hip. So I'm not leaning forward or back, but I'm staying kind of in line with the outer side of the hip there. Feel free to hold onto the chair if that feels helpful, or you can reach each hand down. And another possibility is to start to stretch the opposite arm up in the air, so we get a bit more of a stretch all along the side of the body. And the other hand can strongly reach down, and we feel that the The core is engaging. See what muscles you feel working. Taking your time to finish off. If any of these exercises feel particularly good to do, you might even pause this video and do a few extra ones. I'm going to finish there. I'm taking the arms across the chest now. Sitting comfortably tall and starting to let your head turn. If you can imagine, you're trying to look behind you as far as you can. So the head can turn, you can turn your gaze as well, the eyes swiveling. And then the rest of the spine is going to join in. Slowly coming back through centre and then going to the opposite side. So starting to turn the head, let your eyes turn, and then the rest of the spine. Nice and slow and steady with no need to force or strain. We're just gently reaching into the furthest extent of that movement. Just following the sensations up and down the spine, the neck, the head. And we'll finish off on each side there. Coming back to centre and just circling the belly a few times one way and the other way. All right, then we'll start to stretch out each leg. So I'm just straightening out each knee. Feel free to sit back into the chair or you can sit upright. And then you can hold out one leg and really pressing into the ankle joint. See how far you can move the ankle in all the directions. And then change the circle, going the other way. Feel your quads, the front thigh muscles working there. And you can also, as you circle the ankle, you'll feel the lower leg muscles working. So we'll do that on the other side. See what you notice as you circle that ankle around as far as possible in each way, and then changing direction. Okay, step down. And starting to circle out each knee. See how wide a circle you can draw. Again, we don't need to strain anything here. You can always hold onto the chair or lean back if that feels better for your lower back, or you can stay upright and self-supporting. We can try that the other way, so just changing direction, taking the knee out and up, in and down. Seeing how much movement you can find in the hip joint on each side. All right, then we'll come back into the centre. Planting the feet into the floor, and imagine that you wanted to stand up out of the chair, but we're not going to actually stand up. So I'm going to take my hands to the elbows. I'm going to take out the temptation of using my hands to push off in any way. I'm going to prepare to launch, so I'm not going to stand up. I'm just going to imagine I wanted to stand up and then sit back. So if you experiment with coming a little bit forward on the chair, but still nice and stable, and pushing firmly into the heels, and leaning forward, and then coming back. And you might hover a little way off the chair, or you might stay sitting in the chair, it doesn't matter. What we're looking to do is feel some muscle activation up through the legs, and then also into the buttock muscles, the glutes. And I find it helpful to really push down firmly into the heels as I do this, and then I can really feel a bit more activation in the glutes, the muscles of the buttocks. Strong muscles, we need to keep them strong. Okay. And then you might start to hover up a bit more and even come up to stand and back down. And it might be that you need to use your hands to come up, so that's okay. If you do need to use your hands, just see if you can minimize how much you use them. And another way of doing this is you might feel that you need to use your hands to come up, but can you not use them or minimize how much you use them to sink down and come down with as much control as you can. So I'll show you that from the side. So lowering down, really pushing into the heels so we feel the glutes, the buttock muscles. We feel the hips hinging and the bum reaching back into the chair. And then we lower down with control. Coming up. And then slowing down, so moving with as much steadiness and control as we can to get down. What often happens is that when people come up and down in this way, the knees will kind of wobble around, or maybe the knees kind of brace against each other to get up and down. So is it possible to keep the knees and the feet kind of hip width apart or so, and really stabilize? So you can see my knees are pretty much staying where they are, they're just hinging and then straightening up. And then you can even hover if you want to, and you might hover in different positions. And maybe take a few breaths in each position. And this is actually a yoga posture called chair pose. And if you want to, you can even add in the arms. This gives a little bit of extra work. I'll show you that from the side. So by adding in the arms, this gives the body a little bit more load, a little bit more effort in this pose. And then we can sit down. Okay. So that's just a little bit of just some simple exercises that we can do to get the legs working a bit more strong, and a bit more strength and stability. So then after we do that, it can be nice to have a bit of a stretch out. So let's start by taking one heel down on the floor. You might need to shuffle further towards the edge of your chair. I'll show you that from the side. So one leg stretches out. This knee can be a bit bent or it can be straight. And then the other knee stays at this L shape. And we can take the hands onto that other leg and just hinge forward. So we're hinging at the hips there. Press your toes towards you. So you can see I'm flexing my ankle there. And then this means I'm feeling a lovely stretch all the way down, up through the calf and the back of the thigh. Nice and steady breath there. And it should feel like a comfortable feeling stretch. It shouldn't feel like a yanking, kind of straining sensation. Breathing and softening into it. And we'll do that on the other side. So we're just swapping over. Make sure that your heel comes down on the floor. You flex at the ankle. The straightened leg can be a little bit bent if you need to. Hands come onto the other side, and then we're just tilting the pelvis forward. If you imagine your tailbone kind of lifting up at the back, and then this helps us to stretch the back of this leg. Steady breath here. Maybe notice how this side feels compared to the other side, just noticing. And when you're done, you can come up. So you can hold those stretches a bit longer if that's feeling really nice to do. And just come up. And then another one of my favourite stretches to do is just to take the hands behind onto the chair, maybe the back of the chair or the seat, and then just letting the chest lift up. I'll show you again from the side. I'm just taking the hands back, hands are supporting, and I'm just going to push the belly and the chest forward and up and find a little lift of the chin. Feel the shoulder blades drawing down the back here. And then coming back to the centre. Oh, can feel nice to just kind of loosen off. Especially when we've been holding a posture for a while. It's nice. Floppy arms, floppy legs. And then settling. And just pausing. So really, really good after we've done some movement. Just to take a moment to really pause and feel the after effects. Eyes can be open or closed as you sit comfortably. And just feeling into any sensations that are coming up for you now. Maybe the body is feeling a bit tingly or warm. Perhaps there are some pulsing sensations. You might particularly notice the points of contact of soles of the feet on the floor. The buttocks and sit bones releasing down into the chair. The way that the weight of the body is resting. Hands, arms relaxed. And the feeling of the body rising and falling with the breath. So maybe a feeling of expanding and rising, breathing in, and settling and releasing as you breathe out. Okay, so I'm going to finish there. Feel free to take some more time to just relax and feel into any after effects. Feel into the breath. I hope you've enjoyed that. Do get in touch if you have any questions or feedback or requests. Always interested to hear. Or if you'd like to join me in class sometime. I'm currently teaching online. I'm doing one-to-ones as well as group classes online, yoga and mindfulness. Yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll connect with you soon.